Hello guys, and welcome back to my 18th commentary video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. I'm sure a lot of you are rehearsed in, and that topic is going to be Dream, and whether he fakes his manhunts or not. So the reason we're talking about this is because I feel like it's relevant in today's day and age, because Dream is doing manhunts again, and so everyone's sitting back in their chairs and wondering, wow, is he faking these videos or is he actually just a really good Minecraft player? And that's the answer I'm going to be answering. Whoa, what the heck? That's what I'm going to be answering in today's video. So you may be asking yourself, why would he want to fake his manhunts in the first place? If he does a real manhunt, isn't that going to make the viewers get engaged more? And I'm not talking about like a wedding engaged, I'm talking about like a engaged with the video. Like not married, but like watching the video. And the reason to fake a manhunt is actually probably because it would actually engage the viewers more if like intense moments are happening and the viewers enjoy the video more because intense moments are happening. So yeah, that would be a reason why he would fake his manhunts. Now, I do have some theories behind this, and one of my first theories I developed was, what if instead of him doing his water bucket clutches, he actually just lets out a little sweet fart when he hits the ground? And the reason he would do this is because I don't know if you guys study the law of physics, but if you're falling and then it's basically the same way a rocket works. So when a rocket like launches gas out of its bottom, just like Dream does, the rocket starts shooting upwards. And maybe this is how Dream negates all his fall damage, because then, if you go down to the ground and then you start going up, you're not gonna take as much fall damage because of basic physics. You guys should know this, so I don't even know why I'm explaining this to you. Now, there is another little incident that happened that we're gonna talk about, unrelated to him farting. Now, what actually happened is in one of his manhunt videos, it's very sad, but in one of his manhunt videos, he went in creative mode and gave himself full netherite armor. Now, you may be wondering, how did this go unnoticed? How have I never heard of this before? And this is breaking news, so I don't know how you guys have never heard of this before, but if you watch his latest video, it's the Dream versus 10 hunters where they're all farting. And then it ends up, if you go to the 10-minute mark 10 times, you'll find the little part in the video where he gives himself full netherite armor. And it's so sad because Minecraft Manhunt is like my favorite game. And so to see that he was faking it by giving himself full netherite is so sad. And I wish he wouldn't do that because it makes me very sad. And then some of you may be asking, if the manhunts are fake. Oh, I just tabbed out of my game. Sorry guys. I'm gonna have to tab back in. But some of you guys may be asking yourself, if the manhunts are fake, then why doesn't George Not Found say anything? Now, what is George Not Found? George Not Found is a guy who participates in the manhunts. And you may be thinking to yourself, if the manhunts are fake, wouldn't George Not Found know? So then he would be able to warn us. And he would be able to tell us, guys, the manhunts are fake, so you need to stop listening to Dream. And yeah, that is true, but there are some theories behind this. And the biggest theory that I could think of is, what if Dream is paying George Not Found to stay quiet? And yeah, that might be the case, but we can never truly know. What? We can never truly know what's happening. And I do see a little bit of a relation between this and Epstein's Island. Like how Epstein paid people to be quiet to tell them he didn't have an island. When in reality, he had a really big island, and it was sort of a big thing that happened. I don't know if you guys are updated with the times. But yeah, it was a thing that happened. Now, these are some ways that he probably faked his manhunts, but you're probably wondering to yourself, why would he fake his manhunts? There's actually a really good reason behind this. Well, there are a couple of reasons. It doesn't just consist of one reason. So, one of the reasons might be Dream wants to make more money so he can go and buy a truck. And I think this is one of the stronger reasons, because who doesn't want to make more money and go buy a truck? It's just kind of like a dream we all have. A dream. Get it, guys? That was a pretty funny one. But yeah, so maybe he wants to fundraise money to buy a truck so he can go drive some places. I wouldn't really know though, because I've never bought a truck before, I don't think. Yeah, but that's just one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons is, what if he was sent to Earth by an evil manhunt goblin? And so what this would do... So what this would do is, if he was sent to Earth by an evil manhunt goblin, the manhunt goblin is motivating him to fake his manhunts, and then... So this is actually a bit related to like demons and how people fall for stuff like that. Okay, you're laggy. That's not fair. I couldn't even hit you. But yeah, maybe he was sent to Earth by an evil manhunt faking demon, but we'll never really know that one, so we're gonna move on from that point. Another one of my theories is that maybe he really has to go poo. And the theory behind this is, you know, if you're recording a manhunt without faking it, it's gonna take many tries before you get a good manhunt, and then you're gonna upload that one, and then after all this time, you're gonna finally go poo. Now, maybe Dream is trying to speed up the time it takes for him to finish the manhunts so he can go poo easier. And you're probably wondering, why would he do that? And like, who doesn't love a good poo? So, I don't know why he wouldn't do that. So, yeah. So that is probably one of the reasons. Now, there is another reason, and it is a little bit of a secret. This is actually something Dream told me personally. So I don't want you guys to tell anyone. But Dream is secretly a Valorant player. Now, I know this may come as a shock to a lot of you guys. You probably look at him and think like, wow, Dream is not a Valorant player. He's a Minecraft player because he's so good at Minecraft. But that's actually where the secret comes in. So if you've ever played Valorant, which is a game, you would know that in Valorant they have these things called maps. M-A-P-S. Right? So what is a map? A map is something that you play Valorant on. So yeah, so maps are pretty prevalent in Valorant. They're pretty relevant everywhere else in the world. And what this actually does for Dream is, because he's playing a Minecraft Manhunt and they're also on a map, that means that because he's already adjusted to the scenes of playing on a map, like in Valorant, that means he's able to perform better in the Minecraft Manhunt. Now you're probably wondering, isn't Valorant a different game? Like in Valorant there's guns and there's dying people, which aren't in Minecraft. And you would be true to think that. However, there's a little thing called transferable skills, and I don't know if you guys have never heard of them, but it's when you learn a skill in one thing and then you transfer it over to another thing. And I think that's basically what Dream is doing. Wow. He is strong. But yeah, that's basically what Dream is doing. So if I had to come to a conclusion, I would say that Dream does fake his manhunts. And I know this is kind of a sad thing to talk about, because you don't want to know that he fakes his manhunts. You want to watch the videos and you want to be like, oh man, this is so exciting. I love Dream and his manhunts so much. But if we want to live in a free world where freedom of speech is everywhere and you're able to talk about the topics you want to talk about, we need to talk about these things that are going on in the world which need to be talked about, such as Dream faking his manhunts. So yeah, I do think he fakes his manhunts. However, I do think it's for a good reason, as it is a pretty good thing to buy a truck, and maybe he also does need to go poo, and I wouldn't ever tell someone that they're stupid for needing to go poo. So I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna go now. Bye.